Hey guys, just wanted to say one last time, a huge shout out to Drew for coming on my channel here and letting me teach him the basic process of reloading. Like I said in the previous video, he's the whole reason this channel even exists. So it was really cool having him on and being able to teach him, the process, my hobby, and give him a little insight as to why I enjoy it so much. Again, thank you, Drew, for coming on. I really appreciate it. You threw me out of my element by having somebody else here and trying to teach them how to do this. So thank you so much. And here's the video. All right, now we're back to the fun part. We got this die set up for a generalized length. All we're gonna do is boom in there. Tagged. And when you don't know your overall length of the cartridge, we got it right in here. I don't remember where it's at though. Point something. Maximum cartridge overall length 3.34. Trying to stay under that. So we're gonna go very slight.
Hmm.
You can always go farther in. You can't go farther out without taking it apart. You don't need that no more. Throw this bad boy out. And with these pointy ones, it's kind of hard to get a measurement. We're at 3.406.
What do we have to get to?
3.34. We got room to go. Back down. Farther. Probably pretty close. Far. 3.2125. So that's too far. We got back the seating stem out.
So this wouldn't fit in the magazine, right?
No, it will. It's short. It's not long.
Oh,
It's
okay, yeah.
short. So as long as we're underneath maximum cartridge, that's why I wanted you to bring your rifle today, because then we could have checked what it was.
Apologies, folks.
Yeah, we could have checked what it was right away. That way we would have known.
If I just wasn't a piece of shit today.
I don't know why.
God damn
You're
it.
the reason why we can't have nice things. Oh yeah.
So what's going on now?
All
We're
right,
gonna
so I
back it.
I backed that seating stem all the way out, so there's nothing pushing the bullet in any farther. We can run it down to where it makes contact. I don't know what your rifle runs. Mine always runs long. Like my cartridge overall length is like past max spec.
Well, fuck, when I get home I can take the bullet I have and put it next to this. I can send you a picture for a size comparison. Because it should be almost goddamn identical, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So these have a cantilever, so that's kind of where we're aiming for at this point. And I mean, we're right there. Like that, I felt it when I was pushing it in. That's about where we need to be. A little bit short, but it's not bad. You can feel the tension. You can feel the tension when you get to the cantilever because
Mm-hmm.
it's a indent, so it's got a little bit of a relief to it.
Looks like there's space between this one.
I mean,
Is that sealed all the way around?
oh, for sure. What happens is
You know what I'm
it's
talking about?
yeah, okay, so what's going on is it's sitting, this one is sitting at the very top of this cantilever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of a indent there.
But nothing that's gonna hurt it?
No, because if you look right there, it's sitting at the very top edge of that.
Okay.
So that'll be mint. Yeah, it'll be mint. That's all it is. is. As
Okay.
you can see right there
Mm-hmm.
is the very tippy top of the cantilever. So I just want to bring this back down, set it at that point. Give it just a kiss a little more so it goes a little farther onto the cantilever. Back that out. Fucking makes contact. A little bit farther in than that. And that's that. That's good to go.
I got you.
Good, because you're doing the next two.
Okay, so I'm looking for tension.
Yep. Well, this one because it's set now, you'll be able to just run this straight down and it'll be set
Oh,
to
so
where
the
it goes.
first few is just kind of finding your sweet
The
spot.
first few is setting it up, and then if you only run one rifle of this caliber, you can actually lock these down. They have set screws in the lock
Now, am I
rails.
going slow and easy?
You don't need to give it a lot of oomph, but you'll feel it. It'll hit the bottom, and that's it. That's all you need. There you go. You just made your first bullet.
Fucking A.
You just made your first hunting round.
That looks nicely sealed. Yeah, you got her in the right spot there.
Is it shakeable?
Yeah.
I can hear it shaking from here.
Is that good?
Get the fuck out. We don't shake them around here. If you can shake them, we don't make them. Come on now.
Oh, now I know what you mean by that. There's more fucking room to go. I was always wondering what the fuck you meant by that. If you shake them, we don't make them. What?
I was just laughing about the commentary. Get the fuck out. We don't shake them.
I was like, hold on, I gotta focus here. Handle little sticks of dynamite.
Well, now it is because you put a top on it.
Holy fuck. And these bitches are all ready to go.
That you can put that in your rifle and pull the trigger and it'll go bang. Doesn't smell like deer yet.
Smells good though. I love that fucking smell. And I don't have to worry about these coming loose at all.
Nope, because you're gonna put them right here in this beautiful little ammo can.
Face up or down?
Up. You typically put like fired shells facing down and live rounds up. That way you can just grab them quick.
That's it?
That's it. All right,
Holy fuck.
So let's wrap it up. Just to recap, we loaded H4350 at 53 grains using CCI 200 large rifle primers and 130 grain SST bullets.
So just so I fucking burn this into my brain and understand, we fucking pressed the cleaner, the dehydrator, bullet, got the primer out of it, cleaned it off, rinsed it in the sink, ran it through the beef dehydrator. Is there like bullet dehydrators, or can you just
they make them? Yeah, they make them. They look exactly like that, but they're like you can adjust the temperature and set a timer on it and all that.
Fucking primer out, clean them off, primer back in, powder, bullet.
Yep.
Squish.
Done.
Ready that sounds so fucking easy the way you're saying it now, but then as you're talking throughout this shit, I'm like,
yep. It's
that hangover breath.
See, okay, so when I got into it, it was explained to me in a very rudimentary, basic level shit. This is all stuff that I've learned in between starting on this press that I was given for free. I had to go actually to the Lee plant. The Lee plant is in Wisconsin here. I had to go to the Lee plant and get replacement parts for it because it was broken.
Primer, clean, dry, primer, powder, bullet.
Yep.
Beautiful. You did a fucking great job explaining that. I mean, I retained, minus the steps that I just named that I burned in.
Yep. All the math you can learn on the fly.
I was going to say, because I didn't retain any of that.
If you have access to the internet, there are multiple different ways that you can find the resources to figure out the math.
Can you go through the 3 types of powder real quick?
Okay, there's flat disc powder. It's mostly for shotguns and pistols. There's ball powder, which was made specifically to be ran at high volume through a measuring system.
Okay.
And then there's extruded powder, which is what we loaded with this.
So, as I'm looking at this, the charge means how much powder.
Let's see here.
Why does it say 54.3? 270.
Probably max. Well, okay, so we did 53 even,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I said that was middle of the road with 130 grain, which is what we're running. Large rifle primer. Case overall length was a little shorter than what we got. And it's at 3,000 feet per second. That's the difference.
So I'm shooting it right around 3,000 feet per second.
Nope, we're going to be at somewhere just shy of 2,900. I mean, if you want to get into the weeds about it, we could have went all the way up to 55.3 grains is like max charge.
And that's coming out fast.
That's
So right on about 2,900
yep,
feet per second.
We're going to be somewhere 2,875 to 2,900.
Wow, that's fucking insane.
Yep. And then once you get a load dialed in, exactly what you want, exactly what you're looking for, I always write mine down. Like if you look right up there, literally a binder that says reloading data.
So that's all you have to do is figure out how much fucking powder you're gonna need by the grain.
Yep.
Are typically like bullets for like that 270. That's almost exactly 100 grain for that the bullet itself.
Well, here we have
Like how
100
much does
grain,
just a bullet
110
weigh?
grain, and 130 is what's written. Oh, 140, 150 is what's written down here in their this stuff they have data loaded up for here.
So when I buy a box of shells and it says I'm using 270 Winchester 130 grain, that 130 grain is just the weight of the bullet.
Just the bullet itself.
So the powder has nothing to do in that. Okay, that's what was throwing me off. That's why I'm like, how do we have 53 and then 100?
See, they use grain measurements for powder and bullets because it's a uniform measurement in the reloading world. So like you can say, hey, I'm pushing 130 grain pill with 53 grains of powder.
Okay. All right. Like, give me a reference real quick on your long distance ones, like the bullets you're really fucking pushing as far as you can. What is like the grain and the powder you use for that compared to my little 270?
Right now for my 308, I'm running 178 grain bullets.
Okay.
And I'm pushing them with 38 and a half grains of powder.
So you use less powder than mine.
Yep. I'm not going that fast though. I'm not going as fast as 29. I'm going like 26, 27.
But it's still going to carry farther?
No.
I thought your long range one goes hundreds of yards.
It does. I shoot out to 600.
My 270 couldn't do that.
Yeah, it could. Absolutely. And it might even do it more
efficiently. If
efficiently.
I fucking shoot it with the barrel up in the air.
It might
like
even
that.
do it more efficiently. Now we're getting into the weeds about it, but more efficiently.
We're getting into the weeds about it. This is where I get left behind.
In theory, your what is it? Bullet coefficient is 0.460.
Okay.
And there's a scale for bullet coefficient. It's how well your bullet cuts through wind, more or less. I mean, there's some more fine details on that, but that's the basic generalization is how aerodynamic is your bullet specifically. Now, your bullet being more aerodynamic and holding less weight at a higher velocity means it should, in theory, travel faster and cut through air more efficiently than my 308.
Okay, that makes sense then. As much as it can make sense to me.
So, and especially when you're just shooting at targets, you don't need to worry about how much impact force it has at X amount of yards. Your main goal is to cut down the amount of elevation adjustment you have to do.
I'm confused why a heavier 308 bullet would still need more powder, less powder to, you know what I mean, to really fucking pop.
It's a smaller cartridge. Well, it's a smaller overall cartridge size.
A 308?
That right there is a 308 case. Pull one of your 270s out and compare it.
Wow. I feel so fucking dumb asking these questions. And why does a 308 shoot so fucking hard? That's a powerful fucking boom. If this bullet's bigger.
If you set up a rifle well enough, it won't. It'll kick like way less.
Really?
Felt recoil is measured um, through a. They actually have a machine for it that measures felt recoil,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been proven that the heavier your rifle is, the less felt recoil is induced by. You could shoot as big as you can imagine, and if you have a heavy enough rifle, the felt recoil is basically
So the only
negligible.
thing making that 308 more powerful is the 170 grain bullet.
Yep.
Really? I
Yep.
always thought it had everything to do with the amount of powder that was involved.
And there's some science behind it, but it comes down to and this
That's
is this
fucky.
is teaser. This is an upcoming video. I'm doing a hip fire on this. Shout out to my guy here for giving me the name.
Fucking A.
Um, it comes down to there's heavy for caliber, light for caliber, and typical for caliber.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a bracketed weight range. Like heavy for caliber for 308 for me is anything 165 to like 200. And then light for caliber is 110 to like 130. The typical is about 130 to 160 for 308.
Now,
That's bullet weight.
with a 130 grain tip, or would you just call it bullet? 130 grain bullet. I've seen 150s for my 270. Is that going to cause a dramatic difference in drop?
We have a, I don't know about drop right off the top of my head, but we have a comparison because I got 130s right here. Top on the chart for velocity is 3,100 feet per second
For 130.
for 130. 150, went too far. 150, the top of the page ends at 2,900. So it's 200 feet per second for 20 grains of bullet.
Wow.
Now, at 200 feet per second, I mean, you're probably talking 4 to 8 clicks on the scope for elevation adjustment.
So, oh, I just fucking touched my face with all that lead. I get
These
weirded
these
out with that
these
shit.
these actually aren't. They don't have a. They have a lead core, but because they're tipped and jacketed, there's actually no exposed lead.
Really? And the lead's just in the. So it's
In
just
the
got to
core,
basically like
literally
if
a
you're staining
cutout.
your deck, a fucking coat of
Yeah,
primer
yeah, that
on
stuff.
the
Yeah, there's
outside.
literally a cutout on the box. It's a cup and core, is what they're called,
Okay,
bullet type, but it's jacketed with a polymer tip,
got it.
so there's no exposed lead. And what makes this expand so rapidly and so aggressively is that polymer tip. Once it makes contact with target, it pushes down in, which separates the jacket and then causes the mushrooming.
Oh shit.
Yep. And there's actually, that's what a fully expanded bullet looks like.
That's the size of it.
Yep.
It's a lot smaller than I thought. Looks like a fucking 9 millimeter.
Well,
A little smaller.
it's a 277. And I don't know what a 9 mil is off the top of my head. I
Okay.
think it's a smaller than a 40. So it's somewhere in the third 38. Yeah, 38. Yeah, 380. So that's a whole nother. I can't do that math off the top of
Nope.
my head. A tenth bigger.
Okay. Primer out. Clean, dry, primer in, powder, bullet, press, done.
Done.
Okay.
It took me like, I don't know, less than an hour to load up the rounds that I brought hunting with me last year.
I can't, yeah, we went through the whole fucking process.
Yep. You just did it all yourself.
Like I said, the math went, but at least I know the fucking process now.
Yep. And if you have access to the internet, you can get all the math basically already done for you. It depends on how much you trust the sources, but you can get it all basically done
I would
for you.
rather have a fucking book.
Well, yeah, and there is digital copies of this. You can go on their website and it's like $1 per section, like $1 per caliber. So like if you wanted 270, you would go to Hornady, go to their fucking data center and pay for just this section of book.
Okay. Fucking A, man. Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Well, I mean, I guess I should probably ask if you enjoyed yourself before I just
Yeah,
assumed.
I really did, and he did a fucking fantastic job breaking this down for me.
I'm gonna lock this lock ring down here for us. That way we got the settings saved. Because, like I told you previously, I don't own anything that shoots 270, so I won't have any use for that.
Let's just put it this way: I have enough locked in my head for what I can hold right now with all the new information that came in.
Good.
Perfect.
I'm glad I could have a good time here and explain to you the process and show you just how simple it is. Because yeah, every time I start talking about it, I get real deep into the rabbit hole. So like, I'll just be blurting out random shit, and you'll be like, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
going
Oh
on right
yeah,
now?"
yeah. You want to bring us out?
Thanks for coming. No, just kidding.
No, we do the fucking.
Oh,
I gotta
come
stand on my
on now,
goddamn feet.
dude.
This is the best
All
handshake
right.
of all time.
All right,
There we
brother.
go.
Thanks for coming
Thank you
out.
for having me on, everyone. Thank you for watching. Feel free to check out the podcast channel, Mind of the Messiah, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Check out the exposure page, my wife and I's photography page, velvetmessiah.exposure.co.
I really need you to say the I'm Drew Ray-Ban.
I'm your host, Drew Raven, and hey, you have a good day.
Till next time.
Fucking A, dude.